I've got to ask, you've had this story for a couple of years, EL's story. What was it about this particular story of his that you had to showcase to us?
I connected to the short story in some way that I don't completely understand. When I was reading it the first time, my sense of reading it was that I had read it before, and I had not, and that the movie of it already existed. Somebody had already made a movie of it. And I was seeing images from that movie, and then I realized that no one had made that and that I was thinking of a movie to come. And I just knew that I was going to make it. I don't know why I connected. I think that there are a lot of things, thematic things that were in the story that really resonated with me. One of them is the sort of tension that all of us have as humans, in which we want to escape, want to run away and have adventures, but we also want to be at home and be safe and have a tribe and have the creature comforts, and we're always caught between those two tensions. We find substitutes for both of them if we don't have them, but those two things kind of have to coexist in us. But what if they don't? What if you feel so estranged from yourself that desire to get away and have a moment to look back over your life in a sense and to question yourself? You know, what if you have that opportunity and you just take it? And he does take it. Howard Wakefield takes it kind of impulsively at the beginning. And the problem with that, then, it's very hard to know how to come back.
Yeah, makes him almost unlikable. I mean...
Well, some people have said that, but I never disliked him. I've never disliked him. I feel connected to him, and I feel that actually most of the people in the audience look at him and they feel a kind of wish fulfillment. He's doing something crazy that they've all thought of doing. They don't act on it, but he does it. And then we see what the consequences are of actually acting on the impulse.
What's it like? I mean, it's been almost a decade since you were able to direct. How have you changed as a director from the last time that you got to direct?
Well, I think that the first time that you direct, there's always a kind of, inwardly you're thinking, I think I know how to do this, but maybe you're not quite sure. On this case, I did feel that I knew how to do it. And in fact, I couldn't actually think of another director that would make this film. I felt like I had to do it for that reason. And I was surrounded by wonderful crew members. Some of them were sort of new to filmmaking. My DP turned 29 on the set. I had seen his work first when he was 19, Andrew Bowden Schwartz. I had seen him as a film student, and I knew that he was very special. And so I lined him up right away to do that. And then there were people like Jim Plannett, who was my gaffer, who's 79, who's a legendary gaffer. And so being able to work with people who were that seasoned also gives you a lot of confidence. But I didn't worry too much. The first one I was more worried.
How have you seen the industry change for women as writers, obviously with all that you've been able to do since both movies, but also now as a director, getting to showcase another great film that females can direct anything?
Yeah, I think that the largest point that you've just made is that women can direct anything, but I think what we're mostly offered are movies that people think of as being pink movies, not blue movies. And I think that if I had gone in for this job and had tried to convince someone to let me be the director of Wakefield, I doubt that I would have gotten the job. So that's one of the reasons I encourage women to be entrepreneurial, is to try to make their work away from a situation in which they're having to ask permission. In this case, the movie was put together by producers that I had worked with before, two women that have done a number of really interesting independent films, and they raised the money out of Broadway investors. So by shooting the movie in only 20 days, we could make it for a price that it was possible to raise just private equity. And for most women, that's how we get to direct. We very rarely are given studio jobs.
Well, I definitely hope this changes things. Robin, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.